Welcome to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support while you go through the divorce process. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. Today, we're going to tackle a critical but often daunting aspect of divorce, and that's handling debt. Dividing assets gets a lot of attention, but debts are really equally important to consider. So let's break it down. We're going to look at starting with separate versus marital debt. And the way debt is handled during divorce hinges on actually when it occurred. There are two main categories, and one being separate debt. And this refers to debt acquired by one spouse before the marriage or after separation. It generally remains the responsibility of the spouse who took on the debt. And then you have marital debt. This debt is accumulated during the marriage for the benefit of the household, like mortgages, car loans, or credit card debt. And this debt is typically considered joint and is subject to division during the divorce. So you're going to want to determine what's what. Figuring out which debts fall under each category can involve reviewing account statements, credit reports, and even loan origination documents. Sometimes tracing funds used for specific purposes may be necessary. Now, we've got fairness over equality when dividing marital debt. And we're not talking a 50-50 split necessarily all the time. The goal is fair and equitable, and there are several factors that can influence this. One being total income and assets. The spouse with a higher earning potential might take on a larger share of the debt. There's debt type. Secured debts like mortgages might be tied to specific assets awarded in the settlement. And then there's future earnings potential. If one spouse has a significantly lower earning capacity, the debt allocation might be adjusted to reflect that. Now, often when we get into handling debt, we're looking at negotiation between spouses, and their lawyers really is key to determining a fair division of marital assets, and in this case, marital debts. This might involve selling assets to pay down debt before finalizing the settlement. Now, debt division can also impact your credit score. Remaining responsible for joint debt, even if your ex-spouse is supposed to contribute, can really negatively affect your credit. It's important to monitor your credit report and address any discrepancies you find. Now, the complexities of divorce and debt can be overwhelming for some. Consulting with an experienced divorce attorney really could be helpful. They can help you understand your rights, navigate the legalities of debt division, and advocate for a fair settlement during negotiations. In addition, someone like a financial advisor might also be of good value to your divorce team when it comes to figuring out how to divide up the debt and the assets as well. So, debt division really can be a thorny issue during divorce. And by understanding the different types of debt, prioritizing fairness, and seeking professional guidance, you can approach this aspect of process with more clarity and confidence. Remember, open communication with your soon-to-be ex-spouse and your lawyer is key to reaching a workable solution. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions or on this or financial issues, leave a comment or contact me using the information I have in the podcast. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Take care.